Brightburn is the newest James Gunn produced horror film. Let's find out if this movie's any scary. Hey everybody, my name is Justin. I love to watch movies. If you guys love to watch movies too, you guys are in the right spot. Consider hitting that subscribe button down below so you guys don't miss any of my up and coming videos. Today we're going to be talking about the new horror film Brightburn, which is essentially a reverse story of Superman. You know how Superman came to Earth and he had a family, they took care of him and he did good for Earth? Yeah, this movie is like that, but instead of being good, the kid becomes bad. This movie is set up by a couple that is trying to start a family, and they experience what they think to be a meteorite, which ends up being a young child who crash lands on Earth. They take this child in, they care for it on their own, and this boy grows up and starts to learn things about himself and is attracted to something that is in their barn and wants to know more about it and ends up becoming evil. It's like Superman but in reverse, and it's a decent movie that I was looking forward to. We have Elizabeth Banks in here as well as David Denham, who was in The Office as well, and Matt Jones, who was Cousin Zeke at the end of The Office. He stars in this movie as well. This movie doesn't shy away that is trying to have the same structure as the Superman story. They live on a farm, there's a nice couple, there's a young kid, father talks to him about life and everything. It all feels very similar. This movie seemed to progress really fast. This young boy started to get aggressive, and he had this symbol in his head that he wanted to draw, and he was attracted to something that was in the barn. He wanted to know more about it. He would wake up in the middle of the night, go and shake the barn door to get in there, and the mom would find him there, and the boy wouldn't even know anything that was going on. But there was a certain scene that I thought, you know, this is happening so quick. He's trying to mow the lawn, and he can't get it started, and he gets so mad, he just tosses it, like almost a mile away from him. And he goes over to it, and he looks at it, and the blade is running. It's upside down, and he just sticks his hand in it. Clearly, that's the obvious choice in this scenario, is to stick your hand in a blade once you figure out you can toss things pretty far. The issue for me is that the development of his abilities and who he is seemed to go by really quick. There was no progression of who he is and should I use it for good or should I use it for bad. He just ran with it and started to get aggressive and started breaking girls' hands and terrorizing people who worked in the diner. It all seemed pretty fast, and this is an average length for a movie, about an hour and 30 minutes long. And I just felt like the times when he discovered his abilities, it seemed to brush it over really fast and go straight to the horror elements of the movie and him just turning on everybody and trying to take over the world. It all just seemed really quick to me. I wanted to see a little more progression of his abilities, slowly starting to understand what they are, kind of slowly experiment with them, instead of just bam, just throw them in there and just run with it. And the horror elements do work. I think that some of the scenes are suspenseful. It's gory at times, and I don't mind that. I just would have liked to see a little more progression for the character, and it would have made like maybe those horror elements a little more impactful, because maybe he was trying to balance good and evil and he just ended up being evil in general. But I would like to see a little more of that. But we didn't get that. But I think this movie was decent. Elizabeth Banks did a good job in her role as a mom who doesn't want to come to the fact that her son is evil and is going to take over the world. While on the other hand, the father, David Denham, he doesn't want to deal with the son at all. He knows that that is not his son, and he has to stop his adopted son from taking over the world. Matt Jones from The Office has a perfect reaction to seeing a child with these abilities in the middle of the street. I thought it was pretty hilarious. No, no, no! And the young boy in here, Jackson A. Dunn, creepy kid. Good job for him. I definitely felt the creepy aspect of the character in this movie right from the beginning. I could tell that something was off about this kid. And I think that the young child actor did a good job in his role. It's a well shot film, and it doesn't shy away from the fact that it wants to be like Superman but a different version of it. The setting is very similar, the upbringing is similar to Clark Kent, everything is very similar. It's just a reversal to the story, and I didn't mind that. I was actually anticipating a different interpretation to that story, but there is some issues. Overall, it is an enjoyable film, and I'm going to go ahead and give Brightburn a B-. Thank you guys for checking out my review for Brightburn, the new James Gunn produced horror film. Check it out this weekend if you are interested. It's a good movie. It does have its flaws, but if you can look past that, you may enjoy this movie. Stay tuned this weekend. I got a review for Aladdin and Booksmart. My name is JustinWatchesMovies, and you guys stay classy, YouTube.